This is the final session of our debate time. Let's invite number 8 to present the gift. I would like to present this VCD of Hail the Judge to Wong Kok-Hin so that you will not go online to look at pirated movies during the meetings. I don't think you're really interested in Leshko. You like animation and playing darts. You always ask questions about when is the meal time. I think this is too difficult for you. So let's kick out the pro-government camp so that you are free to continue to follow your animation figures. I would like to respond to that. Your master, Mr. Wong Yuk-man, is very good at filibustering. They say things that we don't understand. Then you should educate yourself more. Well, we all need to go online to search for information. I did not look at Hail the Judge. What was it, Flirting Scholar? Well, I don't know. It was a legal website. It just suddenly popped up, and I don't know what it was. If you know, you can tell me. Well, today I have this trophy for Best Actor for Paul Che. He pretends to be healthy and independent and democratic. Actually, the liaison office supports him. And 20-odd people from the pro-government camp will support him as well. He pretends to be healthy and democratic. But what kind of democracy is he fighting for? Is he healthy? He takes his pants off on the streets. He's scaring off the children. I'm worried that my children will be affected by this indecent thing. I will switch it back to this trophy because of his good acting. I'm worried about the liaison office ruling Hong Kong. Let's kick him out. Let's kick out the pro-government camp, which may be invisible sometimes. Well, concerning accusation against me, it is misleading. Thank you. Chen Kam-lam, did the liaison office tell you to lend your supporters to Paul Che? No. But Chen Kam-lam, at the CPPCC meeting, you asked the Chinese authority to interfere with Hong Kong business. That is not true. The central government will not interfere with Hong Kong business. They will only support Hong Kong. As we can see that in the past 15 years since reunification, what type of support? Vote rigging? We've seen many economic difficulties, 2 rounds of financial tsunamis, together with other bird flu. You do not have the qualification to talk about livelihood issues. You are not qualified. Number 9. Question for Wong Kok-Hin. On the newspaper, I see that you are crying for help because his supporters have left you and you are crying for help and all the pro-government votes have gone to him. It is true that it is very urgent and I'm crying for help. I trust that in the community, people are free to choose who they want to support and I respect the decision. Of course, it will affect my campaign and that is a fact, but it is no one else's fault. It is about myself. Chen Kam-lam said on the newspaper that he lent some supporters to Paul Che. Many of his supporters said that there are things that are not convincing and we have to focus on the big picture. Does that mean that we should encourage liaison office to come to Hong Kong and interfere with our election? Of course not. Hu Shi-wei only read the newspapers, but you are missing the facts. Number 3. He said it himself, quoted by the newspaper. I never said that. There's a fact that Mr. Lam Wu from Liaison Office supports Mr. Paul Che, and Paul Che was very happy to respond to the questions by the press. That is a fact. So stop showing the placard to mislead the public. Time's up as well. Number 9. I would like to ask, just now Hu Shi-wei talked about liaison office repeatedly running or ruling Hong Kong. Actually, members of your party went inside the liaison office and then Mr. Chu Chang said that he did not knew of such thing. Actually, you are not transparent. You are operating behind closed doors. The whole negotiation was facilitated and agreed upon by all the parties. We entered the liaison office to have a discussion and the content of the discussion was publicized right away. That is a lie. We are very transparent. If you look at the DAB, they went to the liaison office, they will never tell you what was discussed. There's no need to talk because they are a same family. You have defected. Let's get the logic right. I have a question. Do you support illegal structures constructed by CA and government officials. We have to continue to investigate into such matters. We cannot accept that credibility is questioned. It will affect governance. What about Kowloon East? Your ex-member Liu Tai has unauthorized structures in his property. Will you harbor this person? Ex-member, no need to respond. I want to change the topic. In the community, once we have a minimum wage, people are saying that the prices for everything is going up, and the grassroots people have their livelihood affected. Of course, I don't think that is fair at all. But people will say you're a trade union, of course you will say that. So I have a question for Mandy Tam. Can you say something fair for us? I support minimum wage. Some members like Poche objects, so it is not fair to the grassroots people. What about inflation? Is it triggered by minimum wage? Not necessarily. Number 8, I want to ask you, what do you think about doubly non-permanent resident children? I think we should control our own population policy. Do you support removal of all the benefits? I think we need to amend the basic law. Question for the DP. In 2008, you talked about fighting for dual universal suffrage in 2012, but then you supported the regressive package. You have used up all your time. In the past, pan-Democrats would talk about fighting for universal suffrage, but now they don't talk about the timing. And Hu Shuwei talks about that he's very strict and he works very hard. I think that is the fundamentals for everyone. And what about To Kwan Hung? Is he betraying all the voters? You said so on commercial radio, and then you said that he's a fellow traveler. And you don't even know what that means. I think the two groups of people are not getting the trust of the voters. You cannot ask them to vote for you. You have used up your time. Number 5, the DP insists that there would be dual universal suffrage for Chief Executive and Legislative Council. We urge voters to trust us. Number 2, the FTU will continue to fight for standard working hours and retirement benefits so that all the elderly people will have something to rely on in this stable community. Number 6, Hong Kong is faced with many economic challenges, and internally speaking, there are many problems. Indeed, we have to be practical in facing these challenges and work together, make proposals to resolve the problems. Especially, Mr. Hu Jintao offered 39 economic measures. We should talk about how to better implement them. On the contrary, we see that the Civic Party is talking about teaching them a lesson, resisting communism and resisting integration. Time's up. The PPHK would like to clarify that for the doubly non-permanent resident children, they should not come to Hong Kong to get our benefits. You claim that everything is done legally. I want to tell you, we want to say no, because you do not have the eligibility to such benefits. You talk about slapping people in Hong Kong in the face. If that is the case, you can slap me in the face. I support cutting all the benefits right away, because this is the voice of the Hong Kong people. Other political parties will not say this because they want to win, but I don't want to win. I just want to say no to education of lies and say no to doubly non-permanent resident children. Please support me in Feng Shui. I don't want to win. I just want to get my deposit back. Thank you. Let's enter the conclusion part. Hong Kong is in a critical moment. We need to resist the ruling by liaison office. We have the internet, Article 23, and national education. Support Mandy Tam. I have very firm position. I want to return to LegCo to serve you. Number 8. Hong Kong voters have been cheated so many times by political parties. We don't have the capital to keep losing. Please see who is the real Democrats and who's the real pro-government camp. Please support number 8. Number 7, I would like to use creative means to create a platform of debate. That is my way. Mandy Tam, stop framing me. I welcome support from all directions. Number 6, in order to improve people's livelihood and develop our economy, we don't need just noise. DAB is practical in doing good for our people. Let's construct Hong Kong together. Please support number 6, the team of Chan Kam Lam. Number 5, people power has taken money by the leftists. We targeted the CP last time. We want to target the DP this time. Fighting for democracy is more than being inside the spotlight. Number 4, after the July 29th demonstration, we decided to hastily join the election. Please support us. We need 7,000 votes to get the $50,000 deposit so that they can be returned to our supporters. Number 3, To Kwon Hung has been fighting for 20 years. I know who is my friend, who is my enemy. My biggest enemy is DAB and the Communist Party. But if you win, then the liaison office will be celebrating. If To Kwon Hung wins, we can all feel proud and elated. Time's up. Number 2. Dear voters and friends, we represent FTU Kowloon East. Number 2, we represent the grassroots and workers. We want to fight for their benefits. This is a very fierce competition, and for those who have been supporting us in the past, support us again. Number 1, we see serious communization in Hong Kong. Mr. Chan Kam Lam from DAB said that he does not support the withdrawal of national education. Support number 1, Alan Leung, so that we can resist communization. Thank you, everyone. Kowloon East Forum has come to an end. Good luck with your election campaign, and see you next Saturday and Sunday for your NT East and Kowloon West Forum.